Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me for this new video on my campaign Operation Dark Winter. Today we are going to start this mission briefing actually by selecting the model that we gain at the end of the last mission. If you follow that last mission, we gain 9 new models. That's pretty insane, it was not expected. So we gain a lot of new members that will join our GTF force. We'll check that just in a moment. And just one of them will also be injured, heavily injured. So this model won't be available for several turns, and I will roll randomly once I've selected all my models to define which one is injured. But let's first have a look at the model that we gain. So here I have 9 dice, and I will refer to the table I will place on screen to randomly select all the models that will join my force. On the first roll, if I got some 1, I will receive some civilians. So let's do that first roll. I have 1-1, meaning I have only 1 civilian that joined my party. Let's now do the second roll to define the type of the other model. Ooh, that's perfect. Oh, I am lucky. The 6 are division agents, meaning I have 3 division agents. The 5 is a special force soldier. 2 are police officer. 3 and 4 are Army National Guard. So actually that's a pretty lucky roll. Yeah, that's perfect. So now I will select all the models that join my force and I will show you what I receive. So here are the models I just selected. So this is the first civilian that will join my force. Then I have the police officer, which is highly inspired by Hopper from Stranger Things. And I received that guy in the last mission. He was wielding his shotgun like a charm, so I decided to use that guy. Then here we have the 3 Army National Guard. Looks pretty cool in their ACU camouflage. Then we have that Army Special Forces, like a veteran, miss a leg. Very cool model. And then we have the 3 division agents. So yeah, that looks pretty cool. I just have one of them that needs to be painted. So we'll paint that before the next mission, and we should be good to go. So that's it for the selection of the model. Now we can actually have a look at the mission. Actually, one of those models has been injured in that last mission. So let's actually roll a die to define which model has been injured and won't be available for several missions. So we have 2 models to do that on the first roll. So on a 1, 2, 3 it will be that group, and on a 4, 5, 6 it will be that group. So it will be the best group. And on a 1, 2, 3, 4, and on a 5, 6 I will re-roll. Again. And 4, it will be actually the unpainted model. This model won't be available for probably around 6 or 8 missions, but the rest here will be available. Also, for each model, I will draw 1 card. Actually, before doing that, the division agent can be either first wave or second wave. In the Spectre rulebook, that means they can be either professional or elite, so we'll need to roll that. On a 5-6 they are elite, so let's roll for that. First one is not elite. On that second one, this one is an elite one, and that one too. So those 2 guys are elite soldier and this one is not. So that's great. Now I will need to draw 1 card for each of those models. I will do that separately. I won't film all of that because I need also to roll to define if it's an equipment or a weapon. So I will do that off screen and show you what I roll, what I draw for all those models. Just want to say, oh my god, I got some really amazing stuff on my on the card I draw. So let's start with the basic guy. So my civilian just got body armor. Here we have some lockpick to open some door. We have a new gas mask that will allow more people to enter contaminated area. This guy here found 4x scope. We also found those 2 new weapons. We have one SMG and one shotgun, which is pretty cool. In addition to that, my division agent, which is not an elite one, which is professional, found one of these SHD skill is a chain taser, so he can tase multiple people, pretty cool. He also got one backpack and one stoner 99 CAC, so a pretty cool light machine gun. My second division agent, which is elite, the elite guy received some high-end gear and also 2 SHD skill. So he got a striker drone, which is amazing. It's a drone that can fly and attack enemies. He also got that lockdown seeker mine, so it's basically a guided ball that run on the ground, and when it explodes, it releases some riot foam that stick enemy on their spot. They can't move anymore. He also got a gas mask and a Barrett Rec 7. So pretty cool weapon that are really high lethality, 4x scope, red dot sight, a grip also. So pretty really good weapon. Then we have our third division agent, which is injured, but he also got some cool stuff. He got that riot foam launcher, pretty similar from the lockdown seeker mine, but here he can throw that as a grenade launcher basically. Then we have the blinder firefight that can blind enemy in its path. It's a throwable device like a grenade. Then he also got a knipad that will grant him basically a +1 in defense. And also he got that cool weapon, the PP2000, compact red dot, so pretty cool accessory on that one. So that's it for my selection of my model, which they all got some pretty cool stuff. Now let's have a look at our base of operation. Actually, what I did really quickly before jumping into the base of operation is just attribute some weapons to the model I just gained and revamping and switching a few things. So for example, here the police officer got his shotgun and an SMG at his side. The special forces got the silence SMG here with a Beretta M9. We have that civilian over here that received the Desert Eagle and the AKSU. We have that First National Guard that received that M4 SOP mod, Second National Guard received that M417, and the last Army National Guard received the Remington R5 RGP. I still have a few attachment to add to the weapon, but it's just to have an overview of which weapon goes to which soldier. And here the division agent, I gave that guy the grenade launcher, and that one received the Ruger Mark IV tactical silence pistol. So yeah, I've divided all my weapon cards like that. I still have a couple of cards left that I want to keep, but I did that because all those cards here, I can now sell them in the black market because I constructed that into the base of operation. So let's check that right away. So here we are in our base of operation. The first thing I'm going to do is to affect someone in the black market to sell the card I don't really need for the rest of my campaign, because I have a bit too much weapons, common weapons like the basic weapons. So first thing I'm going to do is send someone on the black market. That will cost me 1 food. And I can sell all the cards that I don't need. Standard cards are sold for 1 random resource, superior cards are sold for 2 random resources, and high-end cards for 3 random resources. I will quickly show you all the cards that I don't really need for the rest of the campaign. So this is the card I'm going to sold. I have quite a lot of them. That's a total of 16 resources. I have 11 standard card. The superior card will grant me 2 resources, and that one 3 resources, so that's a total of 16 resources that I will randomly draw using some basic die. So I will do that off screen and tell you and show you the resource I gain by selling all those cards. So that's all the resources I gain with that draw. In green are the resources I just gained by selling cards, and in blue is the resource I gain in the last mission. So I start to have quite a lot of resources, but as you can see, for example, Intel, I have way too much of them, and what I want to do, what I want to build next is the trade center that will allow me to exchange 2 resources of my choice against 1 resource also of my choice. So that will be really helpful. So this is something I really want to build as soon as possible. So it will cost me 2 ammo, 2 building material, and 2 intel. So let's actually build that. So 2 ammo, 2 building material. Actually, I won't be able to build anything else, I think. So 2 ammo, 2, where is it? Trade center. 2 ammo, 2 building material, and 1 intel. So all of that has been removed. I can place someone in that extension that will allow me to unlock the trade center in that for the next turn. So now I will just have a look off screen at what other option I have and show you what I plan to do for the rest of my base. So I had a quick look at all the station, the extension I can build, and unfortunately I don't have enough building material to build any new room extension. Also, I don't have a lot of civilians to work on my base. So that's a problem. First thing I'm going to do is take one of those civilians and place him in the virus lab. Again, the virus lab, where a civilian is affected in that room, he will basically study the virus, and that will grant me 1 victory point at the end of each mission that will help me for the overall victory of the campaign. So I will have 1 civilian working there. Then I have 2 room extensions where I can place someone. I can either place someone in the kitchen that will produce 2 food, or I can also affect someone in the workshop to craft a smoke grenade. Right now I'm pretty good in terms of food, so what I'm going to do is affect someone in the workshop to actually build a smoke grenade. So in the next mission I will be able to retrieve that. Actually, I retrieved that smoke grenade right away. Same as the card I sold, I receive the benefits of that right away. And yeah, that's it. So here I have 4 civilians affected in my base of operation, and 1 food can feed up to 3 people, civilian and the soldier that will be sent in the mission. So yeah, let's actually now have a look at the model that will be sent in that mission. And first, let's have a look at the map and choose the mission together. So here again we are on our Brooklyn map. So as you can see, in black is all the sector I already cleared. Here I can start to do some of the green mission, which are mission where the cleaners faction is in. But yeah, I will wait a bit for that. I still want to have a bigger, stronger force, better weapons, better equipment. So I will stick with the easy mission for now. What I want to do actually in the next mission is the Navy Yard mission. In this district, the rioters have stolen some GTF vehicles that could be very helpful for us. I need to secure the area and retrieve the vehicles. As a reward, I will gain 2 police cards and 1 MV. That will allow me to choose the point of entry for each following mission. I will also gain 2 fuel in that mission. So this mission is really great. Like unlocking the vehicles will allow me to choose my point of entry for each of the mission after that, and that will be really helpful because right now it's randomly selected. So yeah, that will be really important. So yeah, we are going to do that next mission for mission number 10. Now let's have a look quickly at the model that we are going to send into that mission. So here's a quick look at the model that will be deployed in that next mission. We have those 4 models that we already know. We have Jim Street, the SWAT officer equipped with the Silence AKM. We have Alex Murphy equipped with the RPK. And we have 2 civilians that don't have like really fancy stats. But yeah, this is what we have. In addition to that, I will send those 4 models. So we have the 2 new division agents that we just gained. We have the Hopper, like the police officer equipped with a shotgun, and we have 1 extra civilian. So we have those 4 models that will join our force. I still need to create all the cards for them and also for the second group over here. And this guy will stay in backup in case something goes wrong. I will grant a radio to that team that will allow them to call reinforcement at some point if they need. And yeah, this team, so here we have 4 Army National Guard and 1 Special Force. So this team will remain as a backup in case something goes wrong. We can call them, they will join the battlefield to help the team. So yeah, that's our goal for the next mission. We go with 8 models. We start to have a pretty large force, so that's really cool. And yeah, I think that's it for that video. I won't show the battlefield yet because we need to create all the cards before actually setting up the board. But I will try to do that next time. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining me for that video, and I will see you guys for the next battle report. Bye everyone!